Hello guys, I'm Mariano, the Trading Parrot, and in today's video I'm going to answer a question I've been receiving in the past days multiple times, mostly coming from altcoin investors, hodlers that are now starting to doubt what's next for the altcoins. When you look at the crypto bubbles, you can understand where they're coming from, and in this video we're going to take a closer look at the current stage we are in the market when it comes to altcoins, paying specific attention at the Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance. We're going to do an analysis on the drawdown expected at this time in the cycle based on past performance adjusted to this particular cycle expectations, and make sure that you don't miss a very specific alpha I'm going to give you that is going to help you drive the altcoin market from the perspective of a hodler, like a real boss. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to the Coin Bureau trading channel. With Dan and Aaron, we publish daily videos in the channel, including altcoins, tutorials, and specifically myself, I'm committed to publishing 3 videos a week in the channel. But if you're a hardcore Bitcoin or altcoin trader, I suggest that you also subscribe my channel, The Trading Parrot, which is about to get to 40,000 subscribers. I just noticed I aim to publish 2 to 3 videos a day, including altcoin technical analysis, short-term swing trades, daily trading, and long-term analysis as well. Let's go with the content. And as you can see, we are having today a little bit of a retracement. People are scratching their heads and not understanding, wait a minute, didn't just Bitcoin hit 108k? What's going on? Don't worry, we're gonna answer all those questions in just a second. For that, partially, I'm gonna answer it looking at the Bitcoin dominance and overlapping this information with the altcoin season index. You can find this website just literally by googling altcoin season index. The first result is going to take you to this. This chart is an index of the performance of all the altcoins against Bitcoin in the past 90 days. What they do is very simple. They put the performance of all the altcoins in a ranking and place Bitcoin somewhere in there. And based on where Bitcoin is located percentage-wise of performance, you can get the index value. For example, in here, in the past 90 days, there's plenty of altcoins that you can see at the top that have outperformed Bitcoin in the past 3 months. On the right hand side, you can see immediately below BTC, Solana, Bitcoin Cash, Leo, and Ethereum underperforming Bitcoin. And what took everybody by surprise is the fact that the index crossed above 75, which is the threshold to start calling this an altcoin season. 7 days ago, I covered that event in my channel, asking myself the question, altcoin season end that quick? And it was a fair question, because basically the index made it all the way to 88 and just in a few days crossed below 75, basically saying we are no longer in an altcoin season. So it's a fair question now that we've been almost a week below 75, roughly staying around the 65, whether we are going to be able to cross above this level once again. And if you're not asking that question yourself as a hodler, long-term holder of altcoins, the question for you is why not? And I have a personal opinion on this, which I have shared multiple times, but let's reinforce that idea tonight. After having a breakdown from this ascending broadening wedge, starting from September 2022 all the way to November 2 years after, Bitcoin dominance, which is the amount of market cap concentrated just in Bitcoin, had a breakdown. This is a bearish pattern, and it was saying that the flow of the cash was overdue for going into the altcoins. That's why we place as a symbol the altcoin season in this area, and we've been waiting for this for over a year. The reason for that is because it took way less in the past cycle to get altcoin seasons. Each and every single area in green in here has been taken from this chart, representing all the trip from the bottom at the time it decides to kick in from the very low value until it crosses below 75. I did that every single time it happens, and you can tell that the strongest and longest lasting altcoin season spans from end of 2020 until June 2021. That is also based on what the Bitcoin dominance is doing, which is, as you can see, transferring all that cash from Bitcoin into altcoins. So going back to where we are now, you can see that we did break down, and what we are currently doing, in my humble opinion, is a retest of the breakdown. Is there any chance that this is gonna shoot back up and put a new high. It is possible, but I think it's very low likely at this point in time. The dominance has increased as a consequence of Bitcoin putting new highs. When Bitcoin pumps, the flow goes back into Bitcoin from altcoins, and that once again brings a little bit of pain for those altcoins. But if everything goes as scheduled by the past performance point of view, at some point in this area we should see a strong rejection of the Bitcoin dominance. Call it 58, maximum 59% next high, building a pivot and then coming back down towards the low of 55, ideally putting a new lower low. That movement from 58 to 59 towards the 54 or even lower, if playing out, and I'm not assuming it's going to happen, I think it's high likely, but nothing is guaranteed in trading, it should bring another pinch above the 75. When is that going to happen? That typically happens once Bitcoin finds an area to go sideways. At the moment, we are in a time in a cycle where Bitcoin is in price exploration. We are just testing the resistance on the CPR level of December at 108. In past cycles, we went to the first resistance, then to the second, then to the third. It's impossible to tell where the price is going to actually stop with full precision, but once it starts building another bull flag or a period of consolidation, that is going to allow that dominance to come back down and the altcoins to take some back from Bitcoin. As soon as investors smell that Bitcoin is going to stop somewhere, they start flipping back into the altcoins on the expectation that that is where they're going to get the best trades. And I'm talking about longs. So in a nutshell, we need to wait for the king to say, I am done with the impulsive move. I'm gonna let you guys have a play with some altcoins for a little bit. Tomorrow as well is the FOMC meeting, and as you can see, if we look at the chart of others, we're building a pretty critical formation in here. We have a trend line that is acting as support on the daily. If we place it slightly like this, we could say that it's breaking down. It's kind of painting from a thread to lose this support thanks to Bitcoin pushing higher and taking back some of the cash from the altcoins. If we look at the 4 hour on others, we can see a pattern like this, which in my opinion is an awesome pattern for a potential push of the altcoins in the 4 hour, but that's very low time frame. So we're gonna let the daily tell us a little bit more in the upcoming days to understand whether the altcoins are going to see a little bit more bleeding before breaking out from this formation. And to have a longer term perspective on the altcoins, on what the hell are we doing at this point in time, I'm going to look at the activity of the RSI during the previous cycle around October, November, December, and January. And you wouldn't believe how much we can find just by observing these events. If you've been watching my channel, you're probably familiar with analyzing the RSI and seeing beyond being above 70, below 30, using divergences and all that basic stuff. You probably already know that we don't use that from the RSI. In September, on the daily, others, which represent all the altcoins except for the top 10 market cap, we remove them because really what we want is to see the performance removing those heavy dinosaurs that are at the top 10 of the market cap. In September, what we did is have a breakout from this channel to the downside that started in August, ended around mid-September, and from there, roughly what we had, which is not really perfect, but we had a channel to the upside like this. This is the channel. There are fake outs in there. And this channel spans more or less, very roughly until February 2021. At that point, the daily RSI reaches 87. So ignoring these levels in here, I know that many of you are going to be thinking, wait a second, there was a breakdown in December. Why are you ignoring it? Let me ignore it for a little bit longer before I explain. We got this channel to the upside. That is roughly what I see. Second, once we reach the top, we start having a channel to the downside. That channel to the downside more or less starts in February, okay? So channel up, channel down. Now, let's focus on what Bitcoin is doing. This is gonna give you that full perspective, high level understanding on where are you standing when you're trading the alts in a season, in a period in the cycle like where we are. Bitcoin going up, Bitcoin going up. We reach January, we have some sideways, altcoins correct. Every time Bitcoin corrects, corrects, altcoins correct. But eventually we start with Bitcoin rolling over and we reach the all-time high roughly around here. That is extremely relevant for our analysis. So make sure you take note of these patterns in the best way you can, so you can take the core of this alpha and apply it in your own way. So higher highs, higher lows, but the rolling over starts happening as soon as we enter January. We get impulsive moves. This one is less impulsive than the previous one. How do I calculate this? Because the RSI, which is momentum in here, makes a jump of 46 points, whereas in here is making a jump of 32 points. So it's starting to constrain and lose momentum. That's how we need to interpret this area of the RSI versus the price action. Once we reach the top of the RSI in this leg up, you can tell that the price says, I don't care that you lost momentum. I'm gonna continue going higher, but every time I'm gonna reach a smaller fraction of what I achieved in the previous leg up. That is what this move down is saying. We are losing momentum even going up. Now, second pattern that you must take away. Once the RSI on the daily starts in a channel down, you can tell that there is a point somewhere in the middle of the whole channel down where the altcoins reach the top and crash. And I'm gonna give you a few seconds to think what determines that moment based on this cycle, which is 2020, 2021. All right, that's it. You ran out of time. The alpha is the following. Bitcoin putting new highs on the leg up, specifically new higher highs, allows for the altcoins to always put a new leg up. The caveat, the secret is once Bitcoin puts a high, which is not a higher high, this one in here, 25th of May, altcoins give the last push up. But that push up is the most distributive one that we get in the whole leg. At that point is switch off your bots, sell everything, and go for holidays in summer, assuming you live in the North Hemisphere, because at that point you get the most impulsive move down, giving you a drawdown in 10 days of 66%. Okay, did you hear that well? So where do you want to take your profits? In here, in here, in here? Well, that depends on you. I like to take profits as we go up, and once things get too overheated, to just call it and say, I am done with this leg. You can go wherever you want. I'm not going with you because that's a trap and eventually it's gonna blow in my face. And I think the key is that Bitcoin saying I am done in here, and altcoins take note, and pro traders take profit there, 66% in 10 days down, but the total drawdown is actually 67. Fast forward, let's go into this year. What are we doing at the moment? So I'm gonna have to again cheat a little bit with the placement of the trend lines. The core takeaway is still the same. It doesn't get broken by my cheating, so don't put too much attention on these weeks of the RSI outside the channel. Let's remember, we had a breakout in September 2020 from the trend line, right? Let's look back in here. The breakout is from this trend line, September, and then we started building this channel to the upside. Try to keep your eyes a little bit close and just see the shape of this thing without putting attention on the microscopic moves of the oscillator, okay? Try to see the matrix inside RSI. Pretty much that's what we do in my channel. And we get the RSI breakout around early September, and now we can start doing magic, right? So we can start saying we're gonna get some sort of channel to the upside. Okay, we have reached already 84. We are still far from 88, and I'm not saying 88 is the top of the RSI in no way, but it's giving us some sort of range where to start calling for we are entering into the red zone for others. Okay, so we have already reached 84. I think that we still have some more room for maybe one or two more pushes. Maybe we get into 88 and the second push to 91, or maybe we just get one. Point is, the top is not that moment that the RSI reaches here. Look into this. That is not my call for going home. We are gonna start building a channel to the downside, and the altcoins are gonna carry on going higher, right? Remember the script. Once we do half a leg down, if Bitcoin continues putting higher highs, that's first warning, okay? okay? You're gonna get 2 warnings and you're out, okay? First warning, half a leg down of this channel down. Second and final warning is Bitcoin not being able to put a higher high. At that point, people are gonna be already dumping on you. So it's not gonna be easy. You're not gonna get to the final top and time it perfectly. Not everybody knows how to use RSI, and that's the ugly truth. So hypothetically, let's place a channel like this, like that, and then let's imagine that Bitcoin here on the lower end does something like this. And in no way I'm saying that we're gonna do the same as the past cycle, because we won't, but just to give you an example, okay? And also I don't want to say that the top is 116, because at the time being I don't know what's gonna be the top. We're gonna ride it and gonna discover it in time, or maybe not. But I will do my best, just like I do most of the time. So assuming a movement like this on this point in April, again hypothetically speaking, you're gonna have your last chance. When the RSI is done finding 1 or 2 tops there, which we don't care, and we start moving in this way down, when you are here, we're gonna say, why haven't you taken any profits? Are you okay leaving your bags holding those losses for 4 years? And some people are going to answer, yeah, but in 2021 we got 2 tops. So if you miss the first one, you get the second one. And that is awesome, right? Well, not all cycles give that. In fact, all the previous cycles before 2021, everybody was saying, expect a blow of top. You get 1 exit. That's it. And 2021 gave you this thing, which is a second leg up. That was very forgiving for traders, but at the same, it caught most of the traders in here thinking that Bitcoin was going to 100K. So indeed, in practice, it still smashed everybody. 99% of the people lost a lot of money. All right, guys, let me know what you think about my ugly drawings on the screen. I hope you managed to take something away that you can put in practice, and I hope things are gonna rhyme with this in a way that you can still use it, because let's face it, there's also a big chance that everything that I'm saying is gonna happen so differently that the alpha won't be applicable. Past performance doesn't guarantee future one, but understanding a little bit more in depth how things work can still give you a hedge to exit this bull market with the pockets a lot better than if you don't. Guys, if you want to trade altcoins, stop. Get a decent exchange. Have a look at the links in the description, and my 2 preferred exchanges, no questions asked, are Bybit and OKX. You get the best bonuses using the links in the description, discounts on the fees. These 2 exchanges are the best. You get all the array of different coins available. Indeed, if you can get both, you get access to most of the coins listed everywhere, and not just on spot, but also with leverage. Now, if you want to stay away from KYC, you don't want the hassle to go through that, if you want your account open in 5 minutes, then consider one of the top 2 in the description. Open the account, and before you deposit, just give it a try. Test it. Open it, install it on your phone, and see if it's requesting for VPN. I'll personally go first with bluffing. That is my personal preference, also because of the increased bonus if you use the link in the description and the discounts on the fees. But if you discover that you're one of that 1% of the locations that are still requiring to use VPN, then maybe you want to go with 2bit, which is also offering a substantial bonus and discounts on fees. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.